Hey everyone, Gizmo Busting, welcome. Dang it, my bad. Heroes Inc. here, and welcome to a brand new video. So this is the second part of Disney buying Fox. Now, we had some issues with the first one at the end, so we had to cut it out.
Oh, very crazy. Whoa,
Yeah.
You don't want to know what happened there.
Definitely, I'm joined by, once again,
the Gingerbread Man.
And, yeah. So,
in part one, before it ended, talk about the different companies and the likelihood of them joining Disney, and Disney monopolizing, with the chance of Disney monopolizing those companies.
And things like that. Now, we're just, in the second part, we're just gonna say how, like, it could affect it, and, like, what it could bring back, so, like, you know, pop culture, merchandise, and so on. So, he was, like, talking about, throughout the first, you know, part, but then we had to cut it, like, it could bring back what it used to be. So, when I'm saying
What
that,
it
like,
used to be,
the
yeah.
comics, for the Fantastic Four, because, you know, as you know, they don't even make them anymore. There's only, like, cameos, or not even cameos. So, this is a good chance for Marvel to bring back those heroes, because Stan Lee, I saw, like, a little interview, because, there was a TV show, 1990s, and, I bought that on DVD when it was about, like, a few years back, and there was a not a documentary, but an interview of saying how Stan Lee created these characters and why, and he said it would be different, you know, like for all the other superheroes, it would be different in a way, so it's like more of a family, so they have family
Fantastic
issues.
Four is Marvel's first family.
And things like that. So I think Stan Lee, he's like very proud of it, and I think he really wants to bring that back. That's in my opinion. Now, I haven't seen any news or anything about it, about what Stan Lee thinks, but you know,
He'll be very, very happy.
Yeah, that's in my
happy.
opinion.
It's obvious he'll be very, very happy.
Yeah, and like I'm actually we'll go on Stan Lee right now.
So, just by this deal, people will become happier, just as Stan Lee is now.
Almost 100 years old. Awesome.
Feels like he'll live forever.
I know.
There's some people, they think they're gonna live forever. They're so old and they're so well.
Let's see what it has here. What does Disney and Fox mean for Stan Lee personally? Stan Lee comments on Disney and Fox deal. What does Stan Lee have to say about Fox and Disney? Well, this is going to be interesting.
Let's see. Hurry up.
You think the creator or co-creator of most Marvel's storied and valuable properties would be exciting about the movie, TV rights, and almost all of them being merged with Disney's pending acquisition of 21st Century Fox, for short, or Fox. You would be right. A truly great piece of news. Marvel legend Stan Lee briefly told News Samara Thursday afternoon. Now characters such as the X-Men, Fantastic Four, and to come home, and the place where they belong is virtually important to the Marvel characters under one roof. And now, as great as they were before, I can't wait to see the wonders that will unfold. Another added bonus to Disney's plan.
Another added bonus to Disney's planned acquisition of Fox film assets is that as part of the deal, Disney assumes the planned movie adaptation of Stan Lee's life. Back in 2016, Lee sold his life rights for a highly fictionalized version of himself to Fox. At the time, the plan was for the movie to be set in the 70s and be in the style of a James Bond film.
Well, that's interesting because true fact, when in 2005, you know how they made the Fantastic Four movie with Chris Evans,
Yeah.
and another director was going to go in, and the Fantastic Four would be based in the 60s. Now I think it would be much better if that one had been made, because all the other details and everything about that movie is fantastic. So I really think if they made that movie, it would be a good one. Because it, like, the source that they had, the idea that the director had was, in my opinion, really good. I just wasn't too sure about the 60s base.
Well, the X-Men and Fantastic Four are massive Marvel characters, because the Fantastic Four is the first big thing that Stan Lee and Jack Kirby created in the 1960s that brought to life the other heroes that would come after, such as the X-Men, the Avengers, Doctor Strange, Spider-Man. It was the Fantastic Four. Even though they were characters in the 40s, it was the Fantastic Four by Jack Kirby and Stan Lee that brought all the heroes of the future. And they're all massive. Fantastic Four, Marvel's first family, sold probably the most comics back in the day, 1960s, for Marvel. Very popular. And then the X-Men were very, very much loved. They were much more popular than the Avengers back in the day. And during the 1990s comic book bust, the X-Men were the ones that sold books, and the Avengers didn't. And also in the 1980s and 1970s, X-Men sold much more books than the Avengers and were much more popular. And for the long-time readers, they were very disappointed because it was their life. It's what they read every day. Of course they would be disappointed in these situations. So for Fox to get purchased by Disney and having all the characters going back to the MCU, Marvel will now start putting the Fantastic Four and the X-Men
in a better use
and more often in the Marvel comic books.
Because since Phase 4 is happening, if you know what I mean, since they're introducing new characters, they could each have a solo movie, and then when it comes to the X-Men and Fantastic Four, they could at least make one, every for the X-Men, probably every 2 years. Fantastic Four and whenever, because since these are a very important franchise to Marvel, they'll be glad to probably do that, if you know what I mean.
And it's more things like that, because also in merchandising and t-shirts and mugs and hats and shoes, well, not shoes, socks, they'll start to sell things, if you get what I mean, and they'll start selling more things to make them get even more money. And then for things such as, I already mentioned, comic books, movies, we know what's going to happen. But for the TV shows, cartoon TV shows, it's going to be very interesting what will happen. And if they create an X-Men TV show, let's just hope it isn't as trash as Avengers Assemble, the one after it now. And let's hope it's good, like the classic X-Men
you mean the
shows.
TV show?
Avengers Assemble was trash.
That was awful. I don't like the animation or anything. The only good one...
Avengers Earth Mightiest Heroes were created 7 years ago, and it was better the animation. It's just ridiculous.
I know, because it feels like, the new one's too chunky, in a way that,
it's just weird. The characters have decent detail, and the background is, done in, 1 minute, and there's no shading.
I mean, the, Ultimate Spider-Man, that was probably the best out of the bunch.
They were all trash, to be honest.
But
I refuse to watch any of them now because
true.
they're so bad.
And it felt like they were too kiddish, if you know
now
what I mean.
maybe the Fantastic Four and X-Men can get new cartoon TV shows that will be good and create better cartoon TV shows for Marvel. And then another thing I had to mention also is video games, because many people were very upset about how the Fantastic Four and X-Men weren't featured very well, such as Marvel vs. Capcom. X-Men were very big in that franchise, and then they were just randomly taken out. So it made people very disappointed, and they went for more MCU based. And then for such as Marvel Heroes Omega, they took out the Fantastic Four, which people were disappointed. And then in the Lego Marvel Avengers game, they didn't put in Fantastic Four and X-Men, which many people don't buy the game, or Deadpool, because of the decision. And then in the new one, Lego Marvel Superheroes 2, I think it is, there no X-Men and Fantastic Four, but now there might be DLC in Marvel vs. Capcom in the new Lego Marvel game, which will make more people want to get it because it's their favourite household characters. Because many people say, with new Marvel games going out, no X-Men, no buy, and that means if the X-Men would appear, a lot more sales, and they'll make much more money, the teams that are making the games, and Marvel itself.
And also, since the X-Men is such an important franchise to Marvel and Marvel fans, they should add a DLC. Because remember in Lego Marvel's Avengers, they added Spider-Man.
Once the Sony deal pulled through.
Yeah. So we're hoping. I mean,
it's very likely now.
Because of what has
Bill
happened.
Roseman at Marvel Games accepts it.
Yeah.
He's
that guy. Man, he's so funny. Remember at the E3, what was it, Blitzwinger? If you haven't checked Blitzwinger out, he's awesome YouTuber. Go and check him out. He was at the E3, and it was like, what's the name again? The guy
on the Celestial. He's like, oh, look how big that is.
He's just like so enthusiastic and funny.
And he's like, he works on also Spider-Man as well.
Yeah, he's because Sony
Spider-Man one.
and Marvel, they've teamed up to make this new Spider-Man game, man. It looks amazing, to tell you the truth.
It's gonna take so long to make.
I know.
Which means it's good quality.
Because wasn't it supposed to come out this year or something?
Yeah, but
they
then
got
they moved
delayed
it to next year.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a superb game, but it's just, so that so many positive things are now happening.
Yeah.
Because of what's happening, if that makes any sense whatsoever.
And this is probably a very good thing for Marvel, because you know how their comics haven't been that good?
Oh yeah, DC's been killing it.
Look, I think DC has always killed it with the comics. Not gonna lie.
Marvel did produce better comics at stages, definitely.
But I think
DC just reboots their universe too much, so then the characters are all new again, and people don't like that.
I think now, since they're bringing back these two amazing franchises,
iconic teams,
they can bring back those comics that everyone,
loves,
grew up as.
There will be more sales, which will help Marvel, because they're dead with comic books right now, which is not good. And then they're doing Marvel Legacy right now, is it? And characters are coming back, such as Wolverine. He came back and he had the Space Stone. I haven't checked him 6 months, but a lot of iconic characters are coming back, I'm pretty sure, in that event.
So this will probably end this part's video. Should we make another one straight after this?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, so you'll be seeing 2 videos. So there'll be 3 videos today.
Because it's just so big.
It's big news. So
bigger than pasta.
I know, because pasta's
Check
amazing.
out the pasta for live video going in Gizmo Buster's channel on Monday. It's gonna be I appear,
hopefully
Hawks
not.
Blazing appears,
It depends.
and Gizmo Buster / Heroes Inc. appears.
It will depend, because since I've done it at another person's house, we will need to have the same internet to actually upload it. Long story, but yeah. So hopefully you'll be seeing that video. Make sure I am going to be doing a Christmas special on the Gizmo Buster channel.
A huge podcast with Hawks Blazing.
Hopefully.
Gingerbread Man, hopefully him. You, is Yodiel Stephakis getting involved?
I'm not too sure. It's either just me or as many people as possible.
And Gregory
to join.
Thomas?
Mhm.
What about your siblings?
Nah.
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 Definitely
Nah.
not. Yeah.
No.
What about
No.
your mom?
Nah.
Nah.
It's just gonna be YouTubers.
Okay, good.
Mm.
I'm not a I don't have a YouTube channel, but I
But
am a
he's
YouTuber.
thinking of making one.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna wrap up this video. So that's all, heroes.